guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Fast like a Jin cosplay, and today we are back again to guys with Squid Game!
Episode 2, Hell. So last episode we were introduced to our main character whose name I'm not gonna try to pronounce because I don't want to butcher it. I'm really bad with names to begin with, but yeah, give me a chance. He is a father who's struggling to survive, basically. He's got no money, he's really bad with money. He owes a lot of money to bad people who drink blood. Ugh. And and the bank too. So he was really at the bottom of the well, stealing money from his mother, gambling it away in the hopes of getting that one chance to win it all. So
and now his daughter is supposed to go to the US with her mom and her stepdad, so he really needs to make money
and prove he can support her financially. He was offered the chance to participate in a game in a 6 days long competition, sort of, where he's gonna have to play 6 different games, and if he wins those games, he gets a lot of money. If he loses those games, though, he dies. He didn't know that. He didn't know that when he said yes, but now he's kind of stuck in this. He signed. The first game happened. A lot of people died. We got a few people we want to keep our eye on in this competition. One of which is a childhood friend. So I mean, there you go. And another guy also saved our life last episode, so that was cool.
Potential ally right there.
Yeah, potential allies, maybe potential villains too. Some people that you know, could be willing to sacrifice others to survive. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the tension is high, the stress is intense, and this is a game that happens for the sake of one person whose motivation we still don't understand, but we're pretty interested in learning. So I say we jump in the second episode and see what the second game is, if there's a second game in this episode. I don't know. So yeah, let's jump into this and see what happens. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you want to know when these episodes come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions.
Alright, let's do this.
The bodies. Yeah.
No, I think those are the participants.
The bodies. They're wrapped like gifts. Whoa,
No,
whoa.
those are the participants. They need to escape before they get burned.
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
It could just be that it's someone that wasn't completely dead.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
They're burning them. They're burning them. Like, they have to get rid of the bodies.
Why would it be called hell then?
Because it is hell. They're stuck here.
456명 중에 255명이 탈락하여 첫 번째 게임을 금하신 참가자는 201명입니다.
You sign a paper, they won't allow anything. They won't listen.
뭔가 오해가 있는 것 같습니다. 저희는 여러분을 해치거나 돈을 받아내려는 게 아닙니다. 다시 말씀드리지만 여러분에게 기회를 드리는 겁니다.
기회? 애들 놀이를 시켜놓고 사람을 죽이는 게 이게 기회입니까? 우리가 빚을 졌지 죽을 죄를 진 건 아니잖아요.
In their mind, they're giving you a chance to survive.
게임을 거부하는 참가자는 탈락으로 처리된다.
All the circles were
동일선
replaced.
제3항 참가자 과반수가 동의를 하면 게임은 중단된다.
맞습니다.
그럼 투표를 하게 해주시죠. 그만두고 싶은 사람이 더 많으면 여기서 우리를 내보내주는 겁니다.
Are people still gonna want to stay because of the money?
여러분의 뜻에 따라 게임의 중단 여부를 투표하겠습니다.
But first, let me show you what you have won at right now.
투표에 앞서 첫 번째 게임에서 적립된 상금을 공개하겠습니다.
Yeah, it's gonna be so huge, people are gonna stay. Again, they know exactly who they took here.
People are gonna think, I can do this, I can win this game. And it's a side of money.
참가자의 숫자 255명, 참가자 1명당 걸려있는 상금 액수 1억. 따라서 255개 상금이 돼지점통에 적립되었습니다.
Wow.
여러분께서 지금 게임을 포기하시면 저 255억은 탈락한 참가자들의 유가족에게 각각 1억 원씩 전달되고
Because in their minds, like, if they leave here with no money, will it be worse than dying? They'll be struggling. They won't be able to, you know. I don't even have an illusion that they will
But-
vote to leave.
453번
Ten-
투표해주세요.
Technically, the right thing to do will play to choose to not to play anymore.
Yeah, but they will have
Well-
no money if they do that. It's greed. It plays with greed. Okay.
We cannot trust him then. Just right that
Yeah,
that's
too much
the
is
main
at
reason
stake,
why we
yeah.
cannot trust him.
Thank you. Okay.
Even the thug guy decided to not play anymore.
Well, I feel like he's got a good thing going outside. He's gonna, like, I don't know.
이제 마지막 투표자입니다. 1번
The dead man walking.
Yeah, he's staying for sure. He played the first game with a smile on his face.
Okay. I was
But
surprised.
then,
참가자들의 과반수가 게임 중단에 동의하였으므로 이번 게임은 여기서 중단하겠습니다.
아니 나갈 사람은 나가라고 남는 사람들끼리 계속하게 해줘요.
이렇게 여러분과 헤어지게 돼서 저희도 안타깝습니다. 하지만 저희는 여러분을 위한 기회의 문을 완전히 닫지 않겠습니다. 여러분의 다수가 게임의 재개를 원하시면 언제든 게임을 다시 시작하겠습니다. 그럼 안녕히 돌아가십시오.
누가 갑자기 게임을 하면 수백억을 준다고 해서 따라갔더니 무궁화꽃이 피었습니다를 시키고 그래서 그림을 막 쏴주기더라. 그런데 선생님은 나오고 싶다고 해서 나오게 됐고 그 사람들 얼굴도 모르고 거기가 어딘지도 모른다. 이거 맞죠?
예.
저 성함이
저 여기 쌍문동 사는 성기훈인데
성기훈 씨. 저 혹시 보호자 있으세요? 그 도움이 필요하시면 저희가 의료기관 쪽에 연락을 해드릴 수도 있는데요.
It does sound crazy.
they made sure everyone stayed there willingly, you know, weirdly enough. And like it was so well prepared and so many people work there, like for sure they have a way of making sure no one talks. Or no one actually pays attention, you know.
뭐예요? 취객이에요?
그냥 미친놈이야. 오늘따라 정신없이 죽겠어 아주.
들어갑니다. 수고하십시오.
Either he knows what's going on or he's gonna take interest and he's gonna try and help. We need a good cop in this show.
엄마 야 쌍문동에 사람 쌍문동에 낙후기는 천재
Yeah, but that's probably why he keeps it a secret.
뭐가 걱정이야? 다시 벌면 되지
다시 벌어. 60억을?
60억?
He thought he had it all, so he risked it all.
그냥 개인 파산 신청 같은 거 그런 거 하면 안 되나? 그거 하면 돈 안 갚아도 된다고 하는 것 같던데
내 거 말고 어머니 거까지 다 들어갔어. 집이랑
Whoa.
엄마 가게까지 다.
Okay, no wonder that he wanted to still play that game.
Yeah, it's because the risks are too, huge.
여보세요?
Is something wrong with his mom?
예?
당뇨입니다. 올해 방치해서 합병증까지 왔어요. 최악의 경우엔 수술로 발을 절단해야 될 수도 있습니다. 일단 입원부터 하시고 치료하면서 경과를 좀 지켜보시죠.
엄마 어디가 입원 안 하잖아
하게 하나.
But you're not?
한 걸음 제대로 못 가르쳐서.
아, 지하라고만.
엄마 진짜 미련하게 왜 이래? 지금 안 받으면 큰일 난다잖아.
그럼 내가 그냥 이래 누워 있으면 월세는 누가 낼 기가?
They're making this so that he will have to say, okay, I play again.
네 기억 안 나나? 그거 벌써 해제해가 다 써버렸잖아. 제발 좀 정신 좀 차리래. 아이고,
Guilt?
기훈아.
내가 또 가져올게.
Yeah, I'll do it.
내가 또 가져오면 될 거 아니야?
얼굴은 왜 그래요? 친구들이랑 싸웠니? 너 계속 그렇게 말 안 하면 누나 그냥 간다.
나 여기 있기 싫다. 엄마 금방 데리고 온다며. 한 달만 있다가 엄마 오면 나같이 살 거라며.
철아. 그게
애들이 다 거짓뿐이래. 나 여기서 못 간대.
I know that kid is such a good
누나가
actor.
나 여기다 버린 거래.
내년엔 우리 다 같이 모여서 한 집에서 살게 될 거다.
We gotta keep in mind the people that wanted to play the game, despite everything it means for others, they got reasons to do this. So far, it looks like, you know, the reasons of the characters that we keep an eye on were not for them as much as for others.
무궁화꽃이 피었습니다.
알리. 왜 전화 안 받아요? 전화했어? 몰랐네. 왜? 무슨 일 있어?
사장님, 밀린 월급 주세요.
Oh my god.
야, 내가 그거 몇 번 말하냐. 지금 돈이 없어. 너도 알다시피 회사 사정.
손가락 치료 잘 못 받았어요. 병원비 제대로 못 받았어요. 나 이제 고향 갈 거예요. 제발요, 돈 주세요.
수금이 돼야 돈을 주지 이 새끼야. 야, 나도 아픈 데가 한두 군데가 아니야.
Oh, fuck off.
병원을 못 가. 돈이 없어서.
사장님 돈 준다고 했잖아요.
And he's such a good guy. His reason for being in debt is because he was too good.
사장님 돈 주세요. 사장님 제발 돈 주세요. 일만 개 개새끼야 팍. 나한테 욕하지마.
You better not die in this fucking show. Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. I saw a flash of red. Ugh.
아니, किस चीज के पैसे है ये?
It is technically.
अब मेरी बात गौर से सुनो ये पैसे लो और जितना जल्दी हो सके फ्लाइट टिकट बुक करके बच्चे को लेकर घर वापस जाओ
और आप?
तुम दोनों को पहले वापस जाना होगा उम्मीद है तुम मेरी इस परेशानी को समझ पा रही होगी मैं तुमसे बहुत प्यार करता हूँ
And like as far as we know, he might change his vote too, considering what happened. I feel like it's kind of a social study, a take on how we make life is made to be too difficult to, you know, be lived normally, happily. It's too hard.
얼마 전에 신고하러 지구대 오셨죠?
Although it's fucked up because for some people it's the same.
그리고 거기에서 사람들을 죽였다고. 장기훈 씨가 가지고 있던 명함 저희 형도 가지고 있었어요. 형은 지금 실종 상태고요. 저는 그냥 길에 떨어져 있길래 그냥 죽어서 넣고 다니는 것뿐이에요. 장기훈 씨 도와주십시오. 제가 지금 누굴 도울 수 있는 처지가 아닙니다.
Keep looking, men. It's like they know. You know, they know when they need, you know, to go back. Now we can even say that they were forced or anything, or lied to, or manipulated. They went there willingly.
They chose to went back there.
Yeah, so there's not gonna be another vote.
Maybe the rules are gonna change. No more deciding to stop
Well,
the game with the
there's no
majority.
need to change the rules.
Yeah.
Doing his job like a pro.
Oh, smart girl.
She I mean, she'd rather be on top of the game, but then what is she gonna try to do? Is she trying perhaps to
She's gonna try to learn.
steal and leave? Escape?
Maybe because she only needs the money. She's a pickpocket too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she knows some tricks.
Kind of pulling a trick like the other guy was trying to do. Because, I mean, the only thing that does is that she'll know where they're going. So at least that helps a little bit. Like, that keeps her informed. But after that, I don't know if there's a chance for them to escape before, you know, the games are over. We'll see. We'll see. She has more than one trick up her sleeve for sure. And I mean, now I wasn't sure about her in the first episode because I didn't know what type of organization she was working for. And then at the beginning of this one, we had the ones that voted to stay didn't give me a good feeling, and then we got to learn more about why they voted to stay, and of course all of them they have a good reason.
So far, well, technically the thug guy, the bad guy,
except for him,
decided to not to play anymore, but decided to go back in there because he owes money to really bad people too.
Well, I think it's the ones that we saw that decided to stay, their reason was for someone else. So they are good people. They decided to risk their own lives to try and solve the mess they created, or the mess that their family was forced into. So we got a guy who went to uni who basically made a lot of mistakes, thought he was probably on top of the world, because I get it. I think I get it. He was the genius of his place, basically.
Of his neighborhood?
Thank you. And people praised him, put him on a pedestal. He went away thinking he had it all. He was going to get it all. Made a lot of risky moves, made a lot of mistakes, did a lot of illegal stuff later on when probably things started to, get crazy. Or he thought he could afford to do crazy stuff without getting caught. And it turned into shit. Went as far as, basically putting his mother's life on jeopardy, because if he loses it all, she loses it with him. So,
I can understand why people would do this, because when you're already deep drowning in debt, you're trying to grab onto your a life jacket or a safety net, and you use money that you don't own, basically. But
then I'll say this.
Honestly, I mean, when you're in trouble, don't bring other people in your mess with you,
Yeah, for sure. But I'll say this, though. The mistakes he made were his own, and it's his own fault. He's into this, but he seems to be regretting it a lot. He tried to kill himself this episode. He feels really bad, and I'll give him that. And that's why he was willing to risk his life, because I think the fact that he tried to kill himself in this episode basically means he's got nothing else to lose at this point. It's either that everyone will learn about what's going on. He's got nothing left, and his mother will lose everything because of him. So if he doesn't bring in money, it's all over anyway for him. So he's got nothing else to lose, and it's for his mother. It's also a bit for his reputation, but I think at this point his reputation has taken enough hits. So I guess...
What reputation?
Well, that's the thing. He has to... Basically, getting the money means he gets to pay for his mother, and not getting the money means he can't live with himself. So I get why he decided to stay. The thing with... when everyone was voting, and when the old man came to vote, and I was like, he's got nothing to lose, so I was expecting him to vote to stay. I was thinking of what it meant for the people who wanted to stay versus the people who wanted to leave. And, there was one person who said, oh, why don't you let the people who want to leave, and the people who want to stay, stay. If you decide, considering it was a majority thing, if you decide to stay, you're basically forcing others to risk their lives for you. So at first, my first thought was, if you decide to stay, you don't give a shit about others. You're being selfish. But then you got to take into consideration that a human being, will put their family first. They will put themselves first. It's kind of like how we roll. Not everyone is capable of putting others in front of them, which is why I really enjoyed that the old man chose to, leave at first.
I think that for the man, he saw that it was basically 100 and 100 on each side.
It depended, so everything came down to him.
Everything depended on him to make that choice. And since there was as many people who wanted to leave and as many who wanted to stay, that wasn't up to him to decide, I'm going to seal the fate of the other half who doesn't want to stay.
Because that's another thing too. I thought, how they said it, I thought that if the majority decided, if someone changed his or her answer, everyone else would be forced to go back.
I think that would be like that, yeah.
I thought that's what they said. It looks like, considering they gave them a card and stuff and they had to show up at the spot and they picked them up, it looks like only those who will willingly go back will go back. So in that case, it makes sense why the old man was like, oh, okay, I'll vote not to go back. I'll vote to leave. And then once given the chance to perhaps go back, he was like, well, this choice this time only involves me, not others, because this decision would not impact others.
This time, yeah, but I don't know if at the end of it, if the majority decided to go back.
Well, how would the others be going back?
They know where they live.
But why, if it's a matter of I'll take you from your homes, why ask others to go back to the street where they picked them up?
It's a game. They were chosen to play a game. If the majority decided to change their vote,
so if the majority shows up at the street, they would go and get the others?
Maybe.
I don't know. For that, I mean, we'll have to wait and see the distinction. How many people came back? We know how many people survived, so we'll have to see. If, it's a matter of those who wanted to come back will come back and the others will be left alone, we'll see. I did think, my first opinion was that everyone was going to be forced to go back. So in that case, it's a matter of, do I need it enough to risk other people's lives despite the fact that they don't want to risk it? But then it puts them in a very hard position. It's between a rock and a hard place, because the whole concept of this episode is choose your own hell. Either you're forcing people to go through this hell, who some of them do consider this to be a better option because we have strict rules, and it's either you lose or you win it all. And in this case, losing is a quick death and then it's over. Whereas when you go back to your life, there is almost no chance of winning. There are no clear rules. It doesn't depend on do you try enough to get that prize, because when you're playing a game, it all falls on your shoulders. It's not up to faith. It's not up to luck.
It depends on the game.
Well, so far it hasn't been up to faith or luck. It depends on how you
play.
So far,
they only play one game so far.
It depends on your resolve. It's something you can actually do. It's an active thing. Whereas sometimes, you might try to, get a job, or you might try to get money. Circumstances just won't let you. Anyway, but sometimes circumstances won't let you, be fine, and it's a long struggle too. It's not a quick death. It will be, you'll starve, people will be affected. It's not just you, if you have a child to support, or the girl, if her family depends on her, if her brother depends on her, it all comes down to you suffering along with them, and it's, according to them at least, it's their fault, so the pressure is there. So it's a struggle. It's a much worse hell for some of them.
You did say earlier that they really know how the human psyche works, and it's true.
They expected them to come back.
People doesn't want to make choices, doesn't want to live with uncertainties. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So by playing that game, like you said, they know that if I play, I can win. If I don't play, I'm gonna die. I can die during that game, but at the end of it, if I win, I'm gonna have the money, and I'm gonna be set for life.
It comes down to I'll die eventually anyway because I'm struggling and I can't get things right. Why not try? Then? Yeah, why not even try to get it? It's one chance to get it all. And then you add to that the fact that it's not just, oh, will I force others to play this game along with me because I'm selfish? It's not even that, We don't know their lives. We don't know what put them in this situation. Some of them probably deserve what's happening to them because they were reckless and stuff. But then again, we're talking about the guy, the thug who was gambling. I did say, gambling is an addiction. Can we really fault them for falling into that pit?
Doesn't want the money for that gamble death though.
No, but I'm just saying, some of them, we could judge them, but then we don't know how they got there. We don't know why the money is so thin. And that's why I was thinking, maybe if we think about it, the show is kind of a way of pointing the finger at how hard, governments and how hard companies are making it for us to live. If we say here, the price of living is terrible. We're lucky because here in Quebec, we got access to clean water, and life is pretty easy for us compared to others. But for some, you gotta pay to live, to get the right to live. And they don't make it easy to get a job, keep a job, and even when you get a job, they don't make it easy to pay for your expenses, even with a job.
It's even worse when your own boss is a Scrooge.
I mean, that's why we saw a lot of characters.
Like that boss that we saw.
Basically, and that guy specifically gets punished for being a good person, I'm guessing. Or that little girl who's basically trying to survive the circumstances of where she was born, which she had no say in, about. How life went for her, the rules over there in North Korea, and how she's trying to get her family together and be happy. She's not even doing it at this point for herself. She's doing it for her brother.
Yeah.
So it's not, you try to live with the cards that life has dealt you, and for all of these people, the cards that they were dealt were shit. And the people in charge of the game understand that. They definitely know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're playing with it, which makes things shitty. But then they're seeing it as a gift, so it's kind of, it's twisted.
Well, technically, it is kind of a gift, like a second chance gift, if you think about it that way.
Yeah, but then they're not allowing them a chance to mess up anymore. It's like you're so far down the pith, that last gift is gonna be either you get killed or you get it all. It's that high a stake.
It's a better version of the Saw game.
Well, yeah,
at least this time you can win money.
When it comes down to money, and I mean, it could still be some kind of rule of lesson if you think about it, because I don't know about all of them, but for they know everything about these people, so it's not like they don't understand why some of them are in debt. But we saw people that probably gambled their money away despite the fact that they had money, they didn't have any money to gamble away. Some made harsh choices and stuff. So I don't know if the guy doing this is truly trying to just give them a second chance for the good of it, and he's getting a sick pleasure out of this, or it's, like I said last episode, he's trying to teach them how to value what they have, because it's hard to get a good position in this life. So when you have it, you should cherish it and not waste it away. So I don't know, maybe he's been through this, he's been given an opportunity, and he's trying to do the same, and it's kind of sick, but it works. He's seeing it as a gift, like I said, he's giving them a gift. Although, in my opinion, death makes it final, whereas it's true you're struggling in life, but at least you get chances. Mm-hmm. You just need to look for those chances.
Why do you think that those who were cremated at the cremated? Yeah.
I think it was those that lost.
I thought at first that maybe that was supposed to be the second game.
But how would that be a game? It needs to be a game that they played as kids.
Escape room.
Yeah, right. And I mean, one of the, I'm guessing it's the people that died during the game, and one of them just wasn't dead. But he lost the game, so it's over. They're gonna cremate him.
In a gift box.
It's the concept of their
gift
thing.
Death is a gift.
Where for people who struggle, it's a twisted take on this, but this game is twisted, so they could be seeing death as I'll release you from your struggling. Especially, and that whole concept of either if you all leave, we'll take that money and send it to the families of the ones that died. So their death is not even, you know, the end of it. The families still get the money, so they will be able to pay the debts, at least a part of it, for unless, you know, it's under what, 100,000?
Yeah.
100 million?
100 million.
Yeah. So I mean, they get a lot of money for the death of their loved ones. So at least there's something happening, even if they die. For them, it is a win-win situation for for those people who would not have had that opportunity otherwise, because they were already in the pit. It's fucked up. It's twisted, but it's well thought. It's original. I think it makes us ask a lot of questions about what matters and what we're willing to do, and you know, it makes us think about these characters and what they've been through, and makes us sympathize, because unless you were born rich, we all, at least we understand the struggle. You know, we understand what it feels like to you know, have to survive in a world that doesn't make it easy to live in, and it makes us sympathize. So yeah, I like the concept. I like it. I still don't want our characters to die.
I like to go back about something, the struggle for families when you have a child with someone and that person is not stable financially or maybe mentally, and you need to take a choice that, do I allow that person to be in the life of our child, or do I need to think about my child first and say that you shouldn't see the child anymore for the sake of the little girl? You know what I mean?
Well, if he was a thug going around hurting people, wasting his life away in drugs and alcohol and being a bad influence on the kid, then yeah. But in his case, his only struggle is mostly that he can't afford to pay for his daughter. Money should not determine if he has the right to see his daughter or not. Which is why I like that he gave the money back, because like, it's like the guy was kind of giving him a favor, doing him a favor, but saying, you know, if you take that money, you don't get to see, you know, your kid anymore. It's like saying you need that money more than your daughter, which is shitty, because a life and you know, a father's right to see his child you shouldn't put a price on it ever. It's like, it's something that happens, you know. He deserves to have his daughter, and he seems to love her very much. So I don't think he's a bad father. He's just struggling, and he can't support her financially, but that doesn't strip him of his right to see her. And I think he understands, you know, he can't pay for her. When he learned that they were moving to the US, his reaction wasn't that intense. Like, his mother was reacting more, because I think he understood that he couldn't afford to take care of his daughter. So if her life was to continue in the US, he had to accept it, you know? Then it's the faith that was given to him, and he's struggling. I mean, he's fighting it and stuff now because he cares about his daughter, but I don't think he wants to pretend at this moment, especially, that he can afford to keep her.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about that. Like, it's too late for that. But then given the opportunity to get a lot of money to not only treat his mother, but, you know, pay for his child and survive and get to have them in his life, that's just too tempting. Anyway, but yeah, you should never put a price on a father's right to see their child, especially if he has done nothing wrong other than being really bad at handling money. Anyway, but a very good episode too.
Yeah, I'm glad that we right away saw the reason for those who decided to stay.
No mystery. We get to see, you know.
No mystery. Those who decided to stay, we saw why they made that choice in the first place.
Makes us root for them, actually.
Those who decided to leave, we saw why they decided to go back in there.
It makes us root for them pretty easily, because all of them have a shitty situation that they don't, like, some of them made that situation, but still, even those who made this situation, except for the thug, they all seem to regret it, and they're trying to make the most of it, despite the fact that, you know, it's bad. And yeah, how can we not support them? We want them to win. I hope they do. Although I'm very, very wary of the last, you know, few games, because
one man standing.
Well, the way they phrase it, it feels like we're gonna have a one last man standing situation. So I don't know, they're making us love these characters and I don't want them to screw us up, but then they could. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this episode with us. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
Yeah, and if you don't, the next one will be out on YouTube next week, I think.
Well, depends. Like I said last episode, check out our community for the schedule and it will be written.
The next one will be out on YouTube soon.
Yes.
Alright, so see you then, guys.
Bye.